Karen faked noise complaint, then got fined for false report. The air was thick with tension that humid summer evening, the kind of night where you could feel a storm brewing before you saw the clouds. Karen Whitaker, with her perfectly manicured lawn and a scowl that could curdle milk, stood on her porch, glaring across the street at the little blue house where Mia and Ethan had just moved in. To her, they were intruders in her idyllic suburban kingdom, their laughter too loud, their lives too vibrant. Karen had been the self-appointed queen of Willow Lane for years. She ruled with an iron fist disguised as neighborly concern, her clipboard always ready to jot down infractions, a trash can left out past 8 a dog barking 1 second too long, or a car parked an inch over the line. But Mia and Ethan, both in their late 20s, were her latest obsession. They'd thrown a small housewarming party 2 weeks ago, nothing wild, just a few friends, some music, and laughter that drifted through open windows. To Karen, it was a declaration of war. That night, she called the police, claiming their raging party was shaking her walls. The cops arrived, found a handful of people eating pizza on the porch, and left with an eye roll. But Karen wasn't deterred. She doubled down, filing complaints daily their music was too loud, their dog was a menace, their very existence an affront. Mia and Ethan, bewildered but stubborn, refused to let her bully them out of their new home. The trouble started small. Karen would stand at her mailbox, loudly tisking as Mia watered her flowers. She'd leave passive-aggressive notes taped to their door. Please respect your neighbor's peace. Ethan, a mechanic with a quick laugh and quicker temper, crumpled them up. But Mia, a graphic designer with a knack for staying calm, urged him to ignore her. She's just lonely, Mia said, though even she was starting to lose patience. Karen's campaign escalated. She'd call the city about every perceived slight Ethan's truck parked too close to her driveway. Mia's fairy lights being too bright, she'd linger on her porch, binoculars in hand, watching their every move. The neighbors whispered about her obsession, but stayed quiet, fearing her wrath. Karen's complaints were relentless, each one chipping away at Mia and Ethan's joy in their new home. Then came the twist no one saw coming. One morning, as Mia sipped coffee on her porch, a man in a worn flannel shirt approached. He introduced himself as Tom, a retired electrician who'd lived on Willow Lane for decades. "I've been watching this nonsense," he said, his voice gruff but kind. "Karen's been pulling this crap since the 90s. Did you know she got the Hendersons evicted over a fake noise complaint?" Mia's jaw dropped. Tom went on, explaining how Karen had fabricated stories about neighbors for years, driving out anyone who didn't fit her vision of perfection. He'd kept quiet too long, he said, but seeing Mia and Ethan's struggle stirred something in him. Tom wasn't just a bystander, he was a wild card. He'd recorded Karen's rants on his old camcorder, capturing her screaming about those noisy kids when no music was playing. He'd even caught her sneaking onto their lawn at night, snapping their garden stakes and kicking over their mailbox to prove they were troublemakers. "I'll send this to the police," Tom said, handing Mia a USB drive. "She's gone too far." Armed with Tom's evidence, Mia and Ethan felt a spark of hope, but Karen was far from done. Her complaints grew wilder. She claimed their dog had attacked her. The dog was a 10-pound terrier, that their music was causing her migraines, that their parties were a public nuisance. The police, tired of her calls, started ignoring her, but Karen wasn't one to back down. She escalated to vandalism, smashing Mia's flower pots and spray painting "Keep it down" on their garage door one night, thinking no one would catch her. The neighborhood was buzzing now, the tension palpable. Neighbors who'd once stayed silent began talking. Mrs. Lopez, who ran the community garden, admitted Karen had bullied her into quitting her salsa nights. Mr. Patel, the quiet accountant, revealed Karen had reported his kids for loitering when they were just playing tag. The tide was turning, and Karen's reign was cracking. The breaking point came on a sweltering Saturday evening. Karen, fed up with the police dismissing her, decided to take matters into her own hands. She stormed across the street, banging on Mia and Ethan's door, screaming that their blasting music was ruining her life. The street fell silent as neighbors stepped onto their porches, phones in hand, recording. Mia opened the door, calm but firm. "Karen, there's no music. We're watching a movie." Ethan, behind her, clenched his fists, his patience gone. "Lies," Karen shrieked, her voice echoing. "You're disturbing the peace. I'm calling the cops right now." She waved her phone, dialing 911, her face red with fury. But as she ranted, Tom emerged from the crowd, holding up his phone. "Before you do that, Karen," he said, his voice steady, "maybe explain this." He played a video Karen, caught on his camcorder, smashing Mia's pots and defacing their garage. The crowd gasped. Karen froze, her phone slipping from her hand. The police arrived minutes later, summoned by Karen's call. But this time, the tables turned. Mia handed over Tom's USB drive, and the officers watched in stunned silence as Karen's vandalism played out. Neighbors stepped forward, sharing their own stories of her harassment. Mrs. Lopez spoke of her ruined garden events. Mr. Patel recounted the fear his kids felt. Karen stammered, her usual confidence crumbling. "It's not what it looks like." She cried, but the evidence was undeniable. The officers cuffed her, citing her for vandalism, filing a false police report, and harassment. Karen's face twisted in disbelief as they led her to the squad car. "This is my neighborhood," she screamed, her voice cracking. "You can't do this." But the neighbors, once cowed, stood united, watching as her tyranny unraveled. In the days that followed, the fallout was swift. Karen was fined $2,500 for the false report and ordered to pay for the damage to Mia and Ethan's property. The city issued a restraining order, barring her from contacting them. The neighborhood, once silent, became a chorus of support. Mrs. Lopez restarted her salsa nights, and Mr. Patel's kids played freely in the street. Mia and Ethan, relieved, hosted a barbecue, inviting everyone except Karen. Tom, the unlikely hero, brought his famous potato salad, grinning as he recounted how he dusted off his old camcorder just in time. Karen's house went quiet, her blinds drawn. Rumors swirled that she was planning to move, unable to face the neighbors she'd alienated. Mia and Ethan, though scarred, found peace in their little blue house, their garden blooming again. The neighborhood felt lighter, as if a storm had finally passed. But the story didn't end there. As Mia scrolled through the neighborhood's online forum, she saw posts debating Karen's actions. Some called her a villain. Others wondered if she was just misguided, lashing out from some hidden pain. The question lingered, was Karen a monster, or a product of her own warped sense of control? Mia posted a simple question. "What do you think? Where's the line between standing up for yourself and becoming the bully?" The responses poured in, sparking a conversation that stretched late into the night. What's your take? Was Karen's downfall justice, or did the neighborhood go too far? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about what's right, what's wrong, and where we draw the line.